Can it be true? Its power level is over 9,000. It can't be true, can it? Can it be its final form? Even all Marcus here, back again with another video, back again with another Oculus Go video. And this video I want to catch you guys up on all the changes that I've been making to my Oculus Go. I've covered some of them already, but I've not covered all of them. So I kind of wanted to go back over them, give you an update on why I've done it, what I've done, and where to get the things that I've done to it, and whether it's actually an improvement or it's made things worse. So let's kind of switch camera a little bit, and I'll kind of get you a closer look at everything that's on here, and we'll go through all the different changes. Alright, so here we are. The first thing I've done is get a skin from mightyskins.com. I'll leave a link on screen and down below so you can have a little look. No affiliation, they don't have any affiliate codes for me. But you can see you can customise your own skin, you can actually upload your own design, do whatever you want. They've got hundreds, if not thousands, of custom designs you can choose from if you prefer. It looks quite nice. I think it looks quite nice from sort of my kind of opinion. It's gone on quite well, it's kind of lasted quite well. All I would say is with the controller, you do get a bit that goes on the controller here, but I ended up taking that off because when I was using it, I found like I was kind of like picking at it and touching it and stuff, so that's gone. But I've left it, I left it on the actual headset itself. It's not an absolute perfect fit. You can see there are big gaps around the outside, particularly on this side here. Look at that, and sort of around here. There's kind of spaces and that sort of thing, but I think from a distance, without kind of paying too much attention to it, it looks pretty smart, and I'm quite pleased with that. So I think the skin getting it imported to the UK was a bit expensive. I think it cost me the best part of 30 quid in the end, but I think it was worth it for me. But it's up to you. If you're in the States, it'd be obviously a bit cheaper. You won't have to deal with imports and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's held up quite well, so I like that. Next thing I've done is added this VR cover for the face mask. So it's a different sort of padding to the original one. So the original one is kind of this kind of like this kind of foam, memory foam sort of cover that goes around the outside. This one's this kind of padded sort of vegan leather, they call it, that goes around. It does come off, and it's meant to be wipeable, where this one's kind of not really wipeable because it's all kind of fabric. So I should be able to get some alcoholic wipes and just kind of wipe that down when I'm using it for events and that sort of thing. It does come off with Velcro, so in theory you could have more than one and quickly swap them out. Overall, that's quite a good buy as well. I think if you kind of factor in sort of delivery and getting that to the UK, you're probably talking a similar price to probably the skin. It's sort of £20–25. But it's nice, it is nice, and it's definitely worth kind of getting. It feels nice from the face, it doesn't press down as much on the cheekbones, which I kind of find with this one, if I've had it on for a long time, this kind of doesn't dig in, but you end up kind of with like red marks as you come off, whereas this one you don't tend to have red marks unless you want it for a silly amount of time. Next up is the 3D printed sort of protector that's inside. So with the lens cover, it has made it a little bit harder to get my protector in there. You have to kind of pull the little sort of edge of it away to get it in, but the lens cover is nice. It's a 3D printed one, so I'll leave details to this. I did a video all about it, but you can put your controller in there like that, and then that goes in like that, and then it basically just protects your sort of lenses from kind of any dust or dirt and the sun, more importantly, because we all know if the sun gets hold of the lenses, it's going to burn your screen, so you want to protect your lenses at all time. And that kind of completes kind of my carrying case for it, because I don't actually have a case for this one. I just carry it around as it is. I never had really any issues. My one that I use for work, this one, goes in the official case, and that's fine for that one. So that goes in sort of big bags, and the official case being a bit larger is fine. But I don't have a lens protector for that one, that's why it goes in the case. Whereas this one, once you put the lens protector on, it's pretty well protected. So once again, I think that probably cost me the best part of 30 quid as well. I think by the time I got it 3D printed and sent to me, it was all a bit rough and I had to get it sanded. But it pretty much lives in my Oculus Go. If I'm not using my Oculus Go, it's in there protecting it. And this just sits on the side. It kind of just speeds up kind of me using it. So if I ever want to use the Oculus Go, I just grab it, take that out, and it's ready. There's no kind of unzipping a case or whatever. If the moment gets me and I want to kind of look at something VR, there it is. And I use it quite a lot for kind of reviewing 360 footage and stuff that I'm working on for work, so it just makes life easier if I'm doing that. Other thing I've changed here is the strap. So I took a strap from a Gear VR. So I've got the Gear VR here. It's a 2016 version, but I think they're pretty much the same as the 2017 version. I think the only difference was the 2017 came with a little controller, which I never got. So I took the strap off that and put it in here. So you can kind of see it doesn't fit the same way as the original one. So the original one kind of loops through the sort of head straps here and then back around again and goes on. But these straps aren't as long, so they go on just sort of this end bit and loop back and velcro themselves on there, which I haven't found to be an issue. The only issue is it just looks a bit odd. I think I could do with some sort of black cover in here, just kind of help it blend in a little bit. But what it has done is enabled me to put a battery pack on this side, whereas, you know, I couldn't put it anywhere else. So I'll talk about the battery pack in a second. But the head strap, I prefer. It's not got the double sort of spacer at the back. So if you look here, this one's got like a double sort of thing that goes on the back of your head. And I find that kind of, even though it kind of does that, it doesn't really fit my head. I think I've got like a weird shaped head. Well, I know I've got a weird shaped head. And this just fits better. I have these kind of, the headbands ever so slightly angled up. And then this sits nice and comfy on the top of my head. And I do prefer it. It's a little bit stiffer than this, because this is obviously very, very, very soft. Whereas this has got a little bit more stiffness to it, which I actually prefer. It just feels a bit more comfortable on my head, and doesn't feel like it's kind of going to pop off. Because this being elastic, it's always kind of pulling on you. And if you've got a weird shaped head, it could, you know, it kind of slowly works its way off. Whereas this one, I don't feel I have that issue as much. It's still stretchy, but just not as much. So I prefer that. So that's a good upgrade for me, I think. But let me know in the comments down below if you've tried any different head straps from different headsets. I've been interested to see sort of what works and what doesn't. But I like this one, the Gear VR one. You probably get a head strap. You probably get a Gear VR for $50 or 50 quid or whatever, easy. If not cheaper, because most people get them free with phones and trying to give them away on Facebook and whatever. So check it out. But let's move on to the battery pack. So here we have a small sort of USB battery pack. That literally is just 2600 milliamps, so it's about the same as the battery that's in the Oculus Go. So I think it kind of almost matches kind of what's in there already. And what I've done is I've put some Velcro on it. So there's the rough part of Velcro on here, and the fluffy bit on here. Because if I want to put the other strap back on or anything like that, the fluffy bit is probably the better bit to have on this side. So I've done that all the way along there. And then all I have to do then, if I want to charge it, is plug this into there. And then it comes with this cable, so this cable is perfect size, and then just kind of stick it on there, and that essentially gives me double the battery time for very little extra weight. I mean, this battery thing weighs, you know, practically nothing. I don't notice it on the top of my head. I mean, in theory, I could stick a second backup one on this side and swap them over if I wanted to, and just even it out. I have seen some way you get like a little. This has obviously got a little flashing light on it. But to show that it's being charged or being used. But you can get ones with actual flashlights on, so you could actually put a little flashlight on your headset, poking this way if you want to do. I'm not sure what the point of that is because you wouldn't be able to see it, but you know, it's an option. But yeah, that's a good option. I kind of found sometimes if I was just kind of wanted to watch a film or something, the Oculus Go lasts about 2.5 hours if you're lucky. But a lot of films these days run a little bit longer, and maybe you want to do a little bit of something after or before, or it's not 100% charged when you start. This is good. This keeps it kind of topped up and charged, so you can kind of carry on going for, you know, about 5 hours overall. So win-win, I'd say, with that thing. I know you can kind of get bigger ones, bigger battery packs. So you can obviously have those. I think sticking it on here is quite good because where else could I stick it? I mean, you can get some battery packs that kind of go on the front, but that'll cover up my design there. I don't want to do that. That obviously maybe potentially adds the heat as well. So. Because that's where the heatsink is of the Oculus Go. The sticker itself doesn't affect it at all. I've never really had a hot headset with this one. And it goes on quite well. It's quite sturdy. I'm trying to stick this back on behind the camera, but you can kind of see it's not coming off. Well, almost came off. But that was some pretty vigorous shaking by my part there. You're not going to do that with an Oculus Go. And it's easy to take on and off, you know. As I say, that's the sticky bit, that's the sort of spiky bit, and that's the fluffy bit. So it makes it kind of convenient to take it off. And if I wanted to put the original strap on, I could, and you wouldn't even notice that it was there. So there we go, there's my Frankenstein Oculus Go. So I've done all sorts, as you can see, to it. I think overall, I kind of like what I've done to it. It's definitely kind of personalised it to me, made it a bit unique. I obviously still do have a normal one, so if I ever need to kind of do anything that shows a normal Oculus Go, I can still do that. But the stickers themselves, like, they don't come off. They do get a little bit fingerprinty at times. The headset itself maybe gets a little bit more sweaty sometimes, just kind of because it's that kind of leathery, pleathery kind of material. As I say, this plate that goes in here, you have to kind of squeeze it in and out a bit more now. I'll put these little sort of rubber bits on it to kind of make it fit nice and snug. Also, I had to do a bit of sanding to get that as well. And the head strap itself is not as nice looking maybe as the original one, but it's functional, and for me it fits just nicer. So overall, I think with what I've done to it, it gets a thumbs up. So there we go, before and after. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about what I've done to it. Have you made some changes to your Oculus Go? What accessories do you find useful that you kind of extend your use of it, that make things better or worse? What have you tried and found out to be terrible, maybe? But what have you tried and you've said, you know, that's a game changer? What is really kind of improved the experience with the Oculus Go? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd be really keen to hear and sort of talk to you guys about what your experiences are. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you've got any questions about anything in this video, about my Oculus Go headset, about anything. I'm in those comments. I'll answer pretty much every single question that's written down there. So do drop something down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. That's fine. I'm big enough and ugly enough to take it if you didn't like it, but do let me know in the comments down below why you didn't like it, and I'll try and do better for next time. Become one of the Remarkables. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified when I next upload a video. And that's me done. I'm out. Have a virtual high five.